We are at Panther Creek State Park in Morristown, Tennessee. There's the Spoon Recreation Area. Mountain bike trail. We're gonna go this way. I don't know exactly how far we're going to go. But we're going to go a ways. Nice day. Sun's out, but just enough misty clouds to keep it calm. Trail's very well used. A good time, for example, I'm off trail. I'm right beside the trail, but I'm off trail. I'm on trail. Helps you understand where you're at sometimes. Helps you figure if you're on trail or not. We're in the rocky section. One of the rocky sections of Panther Creek. We're above the entrance to the campgrounds. I have an idea where I'd like to go, but I don't know if we're going to go. There's that real nice place. You could, in the old days before it was a park, you could put a fire in there and kind of sleep out here, so you're kind of sleep out here, a little rough, and have that reflect the heat back at you at night. There's a lot of places like that in the mountains where the rocks have eroded, created stuff. I was looking forward towards a hike to Bullhead in the Smokies until this morning, and William reported the tree went down, took out the trail, and it's really sketchy to try to get around the opening that it left, and he's suggesting that the park close that trail until they get a chance to fix it. So what I think I'll do is try to set up an appointment. I live a mile. I live an hour and 15 minutes to hour and 30 minutes from anywhere to hike with the nice gentleman. Set a time up with him to do something else. Maybe go to Rainbow Falls. Bullhead is not the prime trail to Mount LeConte, so it won't be a high priority for them to go up the trail and fix it. The tree was rooted, and whenever it went down, it took the whole trail. Looks like about 4 to 6 foot opening across it. Anyway, we're here at Panther Creek. Let's go on with it. I am in Orange. Well, sorry it turned so quickly. It looks like the park redid some of the campground sites. That's a tent site. Put some new timbers around it and stabilized it. Since I'm planning on maybe doing a long hike, I'm going to abbreviate as much as I can when I can. On this dogleg hairpin zip back and forth. If I can, I'll shorten it a little bit. I got stuff on my pointy stick. There's the trail. Remember, this may be a state park, but we're still in the wilderness. Don't ever forget that. There's another shortcut there. We are in the wilderness. It's Sunday, first Sunday of February. A lot of people. Deer probably way off in the distance, someplace away from everybody. Don't blame them. There's a section here on the bike trail. I've been down it twice. I was up it partially the first time I was on that part, and I ended up passing out. I was still learning how to regulate my blood pressure with the medicines, regulate my speeds. That's before I got on B6. Doctors have cut my high blood pressure medicine in half, and I'm doing quite a bit better. So when we get to that, I may go up it, or I just may take the left and go on down and come back, or mine back to. Okay, this is what happened, similar thing, what happened in the Smokies. The tree fell down, but it's on a very steep grade, and it took a big chunk out. Panther Creek may or may not do anything to that. That's where our vehicle's parked. Another little shortcut. As you know, the ones that follow me, that either subscribe or just follow, either one, know that I don't hike on weekends. Why? Because of all the people. Scary one. This is just a widowmaker waiting to happen. Pick your point and blast across. Okay. Trail disappeared. I'm looking for blazes. There it is. People are trying to walk around that blaze, that widowmaker. Makes the trail a little confusing.
Hello.
How you doing? I made some changes to my equipment. Since I got rid of an old Android a few months ago when Verizon offered bring in any phone and they'll give you a iPhone 15. I got iPhone 15, didn't cost me hardly anything after you paid the initial taxes and setup, nothing. And in the process you get option to pick up an iPad, and it cost me about $10 to have the phone service to the iPad. So my phone bill, monthly phone bill, increased to about $7. 10 of it was the extra phone line. And because of that, I've been monkeying with the iPhone 12 that I have. I didn't want to trade it in. It was working. My Android was having problems with it. My wife had spilled a couple drinks on it. And the phone works, just that the buttons were sticky. So she got my new iPhone, my new Android. This is a good Android too. Which she says is the best camera she's ever had. Camera phone. So I took my i12, He sent it back to factory, then went in and took everything out. Notes, maps, everything. Took everything out that wasn't needed to run the camera. Then installed Cinema P3 Pro and Blackmagic camera app. That's basically all I have on this phone. And it records very well, has always recorded very well. It's just with everything I've taken out, stripped it down to basically bare knuckles, nothing. Wow, look at that. That's just beautiful. Took email out, everything. And I'm a beta tester, so I'm a little bit ahead of everybody else. I'm on 17.4, not 17.3. And this is a 68 gig phone, base model, and it only takes up 15 gigs of space on the phone. It's stripped down to basically nothing. We're at a fork in the road. We're at the campground spur. Go down to the campground from here, or come up from the campground. Very nice. But we're on the lost road. That's one of the things I like about this time of the year. You can look across the valley. Mine trails way up in there, and so is Lost Road. They kind of interconnect up there. There's a little seating kiosk where you can take a break, take your backpack off, park your bicycle, catch your breath, get a drink, rehydrate, snack up a little bit, get your strength back up. And if I remember right, that valley right there is not the one with ore mine in it. It may be. It's hard to tell. I can't see a trail down there. I think there's another ridge, and then there's ore mine. I may be wrong, so don't hold me to it. I was looking for the trail, but I couldn't see it. with the cutting back on my high blood pressure medication, with my B6, my lightheaded / dizzy episodes are basically ended. Oh, that was or mine. We hadn't gone far enough to get where it's confusing. It was confusing for me. I think we're about to come up to the fork in the road again, where there's a spur to our left to take us to ore mine, or we can continue right. Yeah, we're right up here and go on up Lost Road. Okay, this is where I thought we were. I thought we were on that ridge line, not that one. And that was ore mine, the lower part of ore mine that I couldn't see a trail on. Tree down. Anyway, I'm going to take a break and check my medical specs for right now and make a decision on what we're going to do. Okay. We are at the fork in the road. We can take the spur onto ore mine, or we can continue up Lost Road. We just came up that direction. We are also on the new iPhone 15 base model. So I got 2 cameras. So let's go up this road. This is the one I've never finished this direction. I had went this way while I was still in the early stages of my high blood pressure adjustments, getting used to them, and I basically got to the point I ended up sitting down to keep from passing out. Realized I was at my turning point, turned around, went back, and it was easier to go down the spur to ore mine back to my vehicle than it was to continue going the direction I was back down Lost Road. Choose wisely, grasshopper. During the Kung Fu TV show days with David Carradine. I've come down this way twice since then. That's it, walk into a tree, Terrence. This is not the official trail. The official trail is down here, not up here. But because of wet leaves and stuff, people have made another path. We'll use it. we will get up and connect to the upper part of the ore mine up in there. There's ore mine over there. Okay, here we go. Let me find it, so I won't lie to you. I don't want to lie. Yeah, right there. There's the steps where the ore mine takes the left and goes up, and that's where the spur we were just on, could have been on, interconnects. Back up a little bit, and looking over there is the Lost Road Trail, just before it meets the fork in the road. A lot of this is not visible mid-spring to mid-fall because of all the leaves. I personally think that I'm up above where I had my problems, so this is kind of new to me. We're getting on the outer edges of the park. If you look, there's a house there, a red pickup truck. There's an orange marker up here. I'll show that to everyone whenever I get there. That's property line. That's whenever the park properties end. And being an adult, and you should be also, you don't cross on a private property. You're on state property here that allows you to hike and ride your bike. Unless you've slipped, have fallen, broken a leg or something, you need medical assistance, stay off that person's property. But there's generally enough cell service here where you don't need to get on that man's property. There it is. Property marker. Usually this is a corner when you see something like this. So it either goes up or it goes over. Yep, it's a corner. Somewhere on that is that man's property. Stay off of it. Unless you absolutely have an emergency and you need phone service or something. That's only reason to trespass. Okay, that little squiggly wiggly is the bypass to get you to ore mine. Yeah, I'm way past where I had trouble. I'm not having any trouble at all. Fabulous. This is a good day's hike, walk. We won't go across the top of ore mine. We'll take the lefty and go back down ore mine, back down to that section. We end up down there. On our way back to the vehicle. I don't think we're really that far from where this connects with ore mine. Beautiful today. It's not warm nor is it cold. I've got my that's the ore mine right there. We're just above it. I've got my long sleeve orange polyester long handle shirt on. I got a flannel shirt on and my orange hoodie, and it's a bit much. I can always take it off if I get overheated. I can't put it back on if it's in the van. I'm thinking we should just about be coming up to the kiosk, the little rest area kiosk thing. Because we're just about the top of ridge line. There was a mine in the area where they mined some type of ore. I don't know what type of ore it is. Reason they call it ore mine. Breeze now over top of the hill. Now it's starting to get cool. Backside of it. Yeah, we're just about there. See the little roofy thing. I'm using the Blackmagic camera app on both phones for this trip, and then I can compare the two. They're set identical. I can compare the two to see if the 15 is better than the 12. So the 12 is pretty good. Work our way over to where it connects. Okay, here's where they connect. Lost Road goes on down that way, up in that way. And we're connect over here to ore mine. Sort of fresh. When we're on our way down, we're on the ore mine now. So I've successfully finished the section of the park I've never been on in that direction. So let's roll me around. Downhills are sometimes worse than the uphills. You have to be careful to make sure you don't get going downhill too fast. Everything looks about to be dry. There's not a lot of big leaves on the main part of the trail, so. There's not a problem with damp leaves necessarily, but you know, as soon as I say that, I'll hit a section of damp leaves and I'll go down. Don't want to mountain bike, I'll just choose my spot and wait for it. Come on.
I've already stopped.
Okay.
I'm ready to rest.
Okay. Generally, it's easier for me to step aside and let you guys come on.
I'm ready to stop.
I'll let you rest then. Beautiful out here. Okay, here's an example of what happens with some of the trees that they're claiming that Bigfoot makes, or the Indians do. They probably do, but here it is. Here's a tree that this tree fell on, and eventually that tree will be gone, and that crook in that tree, there it is. If it survives, it'll still be there. Sometime in the future, somebody come along and think Bigfoot did that. And there's probably examples of Bigfoot doing that, Indians doing that. It's good to see father and son out on the trails enjoying themselves. They're up in there. There's a trail over there. That's fresh. I don't see mountain bikers very often on the trails because they're here on the weekends. I'm here on the week, during the weekdays. Yeah, we just came down through there. We're up in that area. There's that young man off in the distance. Very nice. Well, I think we're coming to the fork in the road. Yeah, there's a kid running across the upper part. Yeah, they're moving at a greater speed than me. Youth. Okay. If you look, they're already over the ridge. You can't see them. That's where the gentleman in the sun is. Remember I showed you the steps? Here they are. Ore mine makes the turn and goes up. I'm standing on the spur that goes around. You can see the line across there. It goes up to Lost Road. I'm gonna sit down and get some agua, then go on. Okay, we're back from our agua break. Catch your breath, not that I needed it, but you know, you always take an opportunity to replenish and refresh. And we were just talking about the spur up there. Young man and his son was up there. This is the spur. Let's wander right on around. Yeah, we were both of them and me were both up there at one time, opposite directions. Come around, and we came down this way, and this is the bullhead, ore mine. And down the ore mine we go. I want to show you something, but you see that trail there? Man didn't put that there. That's deer and hogs. That's an animal trail. That's not a hiking trail. That's an animal trail. That's how hiking trails came about. animal trail. Animals were here first, and we came along and made them into walking trails. And this is how, whenever we first got into this part of the country, years and years and years and years and years ago, back with the Indians, they followed animals. Easiest way of doing it. Follow the animals. Ooh. That's new. Split that tree hollow, that snag down, fell across here, and the park cut it up so we could get through. Thank you, maintenance people. Great park. Got a breeze coming up the trail. Coming up the valley. I don't think it's actually called a valley, but we'll use that term. There's another term they use, but I can't think of it right now. Look how open this is. There's that tree that fell. And there's that stump of the one that fell on this part of the trail. Maybe what I need to do, remember this section, Terrence. Let me spin around, I can take this out. Remember that tree to come to this point and just do a turnaround here. 4-season turnaround. That was nice. Have a chance to talk with a fellow naturalist. Enjoys God's goodness. Know how fast he goes. He may end up in the parking lot about the same time. You see, went clear across the top, down, back over this way before I could get down to the tee. That's not bad. Yeah, we're almost to the tee zone. I need to stop at DG on the way home. I remember that. Okay, that's level. I'm gonna go up so you can see the ridge line. I don't know how many stories that is. Is it 1,000 foot? 1,000 foot. I don't know if it's 1,000. Let's say if it's 100 foot, that's 10 stories. Because a commercial building story is 10 foot. So 10 into 100 is 10. 10 into 1,000 is 100 stories tall. Yeah, we're just about to the tee in the road. There's the trail to the side. There's the sign at the tee. So we're almost there. That's the end of ore mine, and that's another rocky section of Panther Creek. I'll come up to the tee in the road. Take the spur down to the parking area. Oh, yeah. Very beautiful. Yeah, very beautiful. We're on the ore mine trail. This is part of the rocky section from the other side. He knows I'm consistent. I stop and let him by, and he's consistent in making sure I got by. Rules mountain biking is you do not hinder a hiker. Hiker has the right of way. Me, it's just easier for me to let them by. Step over, recognize them, shows them respect and some loving. A few months' time, this won't be viewable like it is right now. Hard to tell, but there's an ore mine in here and an ore mine up there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to spring getting here. See the spring flowers and the spring plants. I had the privilege in the fall to be over in the sinkhole section and see Jack in the Pulpit seeds, red. Very nice. First time I've ever seen that in my life. You have to be at the right place at the right time. I was back a week later and they were gone. I don't know if somebody harvested them. Or it was just their time and they fell off and seeded. Don't know. Picnic grounds, they have several ADA accessible picnic tables.